Okay, so in today's video about ICP, first we are going to do a short-term analysis and see what is going on in this area, and then I'm going to answer some questions. After that, I'm going to show you a very important fractal that suggests in ICP the current pattern that we are doing is actually very normal. You have seen this before, and it suggests that we are going to have potentially at least a 100 to 150% move on the upside in the short term. So with that said, hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you are having a great time with your family and loved ones. And before we start today's video, I need to tell you that today I'm putting a market update video out for my members, and I'm going to tell them what is going on in Bitcoin and what can we expect for the next couple of days and weeks. So if you want to have access to those informations, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. If you don't want to, that's absolutely fine. Let's get on with our video and see what is going on in ICP. And let's go on some lower time frames and just dive in and see what is going on. So I still stand by what I said. I believe either we have actually reached to our final bottom right in here, or we are extremely close to reach to our final bottom. Now, in my analysis, in case that you are a new viewer, I should tell you I use a lot of Helios waves. And if you want to argue, for example, right around this area, we are going to have our final bottom, okay? You must show me off of the lowest low a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave on the upside. This specific example is a normal 5 wave. Rules for it are, we should not have overlapping of the waves between wave 2 and 4, and in any kind of impulsive structure, wave 3 should not be the smallest wave, and for our subwaves, you know it, if you are a regular viewer, let's just do this, okay? 5 up into wave 1, 3, and 5, okay. And for our corrections, we can have different scenarios, let's say, yep, ABC into 4 and a WXY into wave 2, something like this. Now let's go on the live chart and see what is going on in like very short term, starting from the lowest low down here about, let's say, $8. First things first, as I told you in the previous video, right around here about $8.2, I actually add quite a bit of ICP to my portfolio, and I do think that soon we are going to get our bounce back. But the question is this actually our final bottom or not? And if you want to say this is our final bottom, you must be able to find a 5 wave on the upside in this move. And I think this can actually be 1, 2, 3, correction for 4, I would say, yeah, probably a flat structure and another move up into wave 5. Followed by that, we are going to have a correction structure down, and I can tell you, yes, it is actually a WXY, excuse me, in form of a double zigzag to about this point. Now, what do we want to see in ICP in order to be able to be bullish with quite a bit of confidence? First things first, what do we have in this area in terms of classic trends? A series of lower highs and lower lows right in here. So this is a very solid downtrend. The question is, when can we say our downtrend is over? You know it, when we get a move up, and in that move we take the previous major pivot high, which is going to be right in here about, let's say, $9.50. So if we continue this move up and as we take this high, that is going to be a fantastic sign. And overall, I want to see in the current move on the upside in internet computer, something like this, maybe 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, followed by that correction down, let's say WXY, or maybe an ABCDE, a triangle structure, and then another 5 wave on the upside, in order for me to be able to say, look, off of the lowest low, this is 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's a very good chance that the bottom is set. For now, it seems like that we are definitely right on track, but I do not believe that we should jump into any unnecessary bullish conclusion. For now, let's just try this scenario and see, are we going to get a move up and take these highs or not? If we do this, it is actually, in my opinion, going to be a great sign. And that is the extent of absolute short-term analysis that we are going to do in today's video. Now let's talk about a very important question that one of my viewers asked. Okay, you said I told you it was a head and shoulder. Why didn't you say anything? You are all about Helios waves, make no sense. Well, first things first, I did actually talk about a head and shoulder in ICP after you mentioned it in comments of the previous videos. And if I just go around here, there we go. I said you probably mean this head and shoulder pattern right in here. And I said it specifically in the previous video. I do not believe that this is actually a solid head and shoulder and it's going to do the job. Why is that? Well, in the previous market update for my members, I actually specifically talked about head and shoulders and talked about why classic patterns for me personally are not enough to be able to say that we are going to go down or up. And in terms of Elliott waves in ICP, in my opinion, we are actually bullish. And overall, there is actually a very, very good chance that the bottom is in right around this area, about, let's say, $5.8. And this is the main reason for why I do not like this head and shoulder structure. What is the target for it going to be? Let's just put the chart on regular scale. There we go, and measure the height of our pattern from here to about this point and put it at our breaking point right in here. There we go. As you can see, the target for this pattern is going to be somewhere around 5.7 to about $5.8. So this suggests in internet computer, this move down is actually going to continue for quite a bit, and in it we are going to take the lowest low down here about $5.8, and at that point we can say fair enough, this was indeed a valid head and shoulder structure and it did the job. Personally, I find it extremely hard to believe that ICP is going to go down and reach to about these levels, and I talked about it in the previous videos. You see, you might say, well, okay, in internet computer, we are even going to go to somewhere around $2.5. That is one opinion. I can respect it, but I'm not going to agree with it. In my opinion, the equivalent of $2.5 ICP right now is somewhere around the current price action, about, let's say, $8 to $9. Why is that? I have proof for it. I talked about it in the previous videos. Let's go on ICP dominances chart and see what is going on. You see, ICP dominance determines the price of internet computers token relative to the whole crypto market at any given time. And where are we at the moment? We are around the absolute lowest lows. Now, you see, previously in ICP, when we were around these areas here and specifically here, we were actually somewhere around the $2.5 region. So this means the equivalent of $2.5 for ICP right now is about the current price action between, like we said earlier, $8 to $9. Now, are we going to get a break of this important level and just continue our downtrend? Meaning in ICP, are we going to get a big move down? This is possible. I'm not going to say it's absolutely impossible. No, anything is possible. But here is what I have to say. If you believe that in ICP we're going to get a big move down, then I'm going to guess you are probably also saying that in Bitcoin we are going to start a massive bear market and we have reached to the top. And this is probably the main difference between you and me in terms of what do we believe in the whole crypto market is happening. I don't think that in Bitcoin we have reached the top. I think we are going to start another phase of the bull run, and I just don't believe we have reached the top. So if Bitcoin is going to go up, for me, doesn't really make any sense to say in ICP we're going to get a big move down. I find that extremely hard to believe. So I have talked about your comment. It's just the fact that I don't think that is going to happen, and we are going to go to somewhere around $5.5 region. Now, couple of you in the comment section of the previous videos said that these types of price action in internet computer is kind of unprecedented and it is like really frustrating. And I do understand that this is like really boring price action, and to a degree maybe it might make you angry. However, I do not believe that this is unprecedented. You have seen this before, and I'm going to talk about it a bit. And here's the thing. The current sentiment around ICP, based at least on my comment sections, suggests that probably we are very close to our final bottom. And if I just go on the other chart, I think from Binance, yeah, there we go. You see, this is a specific fractal, and I'm going to, in a bit, tell you where does this come from. But for now, let's just compare the moves, shall we? We had a very strong move down in this phase. In ICP, also the same. After it, a decent move on the upside. Also in this fractal, pretty much the same happened, and followed by that, we had a move down. And in ICP, what are we doing? Pretty much the same. So this fractal is very similar to the current price action in ICP. And if I just overlap these two. There we go. As you can see, these are very, very similar, especially in the last move on the downside right in here. Now, the question is, what happened after this fractal? We actually got a huge move on the upside, and in it, we took the highest high in this region, which in ICP it's somewhere around, let's say, $21. And if we're going to do something like that, okay, that means we can expect at least a 100 to about 150% move on the upside. Now, the question is, where is this fractal from? You probably know it if you are a regular viewer. This is actually from XRP. Let's go on XRP's chart and maybe go on weekly chart. There we go. You see, that fractal was actually this consolidation pattern, which happened in about 4 years. Now in ICP, I do not want to say that we're gonna have a 4-year consolidation pattern. No, and you probably know my stance on fractals. I absolutely 100% hate them. I do not believe that they are a good strategy. You tell me where is going to be your target, your stop loss, and your entry point based on fractals, and then we are going to have a good talk about whether using fractals is actually going to benefit you or not. Until then, I'm gonna say it. I do not believe that fractals actually have any meaningful value. However, here's a very important point. They are actually fantastic for making YouTube videos. And I'm not saying that this doesn't have any value. No, it does, but that's not going to make me say we are going to go exactly according to the fractals and we're going to get a big move on the upside. The point that I'm trying to make using fractals is this. These types of moves are actually very, very similar, and they do usually lead to a big move on the upside. Now, the structures in this area in ICP and XRP, in my opinion, are very, very different. Why is that? In XRP, a lot of people are saying this maybe is an A, B, C, D, E, a triangular structure. And if you want to say we are having something like this, okay, fair enough. In ICP, I believe we cannot even start talking about having a triangular structure. Why is that? Let's just go around here. Okay, you see, triangular structures usually happen into a wave 4 right in here. Now, in ICP, we're not currently in a wave 4. Where are we then? Okay, this brings me to the long-term structures in internet computer, and I told you so many times. Look, in ICP, from the lowest low, we are having an unbelievably clear 5-wave up, and followed by that, this is a correction structure on the downside, and I'm gonna say this is actually a wave 2. And soon we are going to start an absolutely magnificent wave 3 and 4 and 5, which in it, the $21 target cannot be even considered as the first one, okay? I think we are going to go quite a bit more higher than that, and ICP is going to drop a lot of jaws. But if you want to go based on fractals and you like them, then okay, the bare minimum target for that pattern is going to be somewhere around the highest side in this region, about $21. So please do not think that we haven't seen something like this before. No, this is a very normal structure, and it's definitely bullish, suggesting our move down soon is probably going to be over, and we're going to get the next major phase of the bull run after this correction structure. So I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in internet computers price chart. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next video, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.